What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's your boy Christopher Akira here. We are live, back at it again with another live reaction video on a Monday. I know it's pretty late. I know it's Tuesday on the East Coast and on the Central Time Zone, but the Pacific we at 9 o'clock. I am so sorry for being late. I might have to. I'm gonna try different streaming services, streaming software. I'm using Streamlabs, OBS. There's OBS and there's StreamYard. So I might try to set up StreamYard. I am going to set up StreamYard this weekend. Try a different style of live because I'm tired of dealing with this headache of it was so crazy, yo. It's just technical difficulties you got to mess with. It's like going live and shooting a video is totally different. But hey, it's a Monday, right? Again, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for joining me. Watching it now, you're watching it later. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you again. Again, I do these live streams Monday through Friday at night. At what time? Just be on the lookout. I do post, and I do write a post on my YouTube channel in the community tab. So you look out for information like that. But also, if you just like a video, I guarantee you once I go live, YouTube will probably push it to you. But again, it means the world to me if you guys can like, comment, and subscribe. Today we're doing a live reaction video. Try to not make it too long, but it's going to be on the, I know I'm going to butcher his name, but it's Ime Udoka. The Cheney scandal with the Boston Celtics. Right now it's a whole mess. There's some information. There's not enough information. We know what's going on. Some people know behind the scenes what's going on. And he cheated on one of the most beautiful black women in the country, Nia Long. So yeah, we got to discuss this. There was no way we couldn't go further without discussing this. But again, yeah, guys, I appreciate you. If it lags, I do sincerely apologize. It's been a whole bunch of technical difficulties behind the scene, and I'm a one-man crew right now, so woo! Yeah, so it's Monday. Let's get into it. Let's jump into it. I know it's pretty late. I'm trying to not make the stream, probably make the stream less than 20 minutes. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I am going to try. I try to keep at least 20 to 25 minutes, nothing too crazy. I know previously I've been going like 40 minutes plus, but my laptop can only take so much, so. But yeah, let's get into the video. Again, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. I do these videos every night. My name's Christopher Akira, and we're going to get into this video. The first one is going to be Stephen A. Smith from First Take, ESPN, and we're going to talk about he had an argument with a woman named Malika Andrews, and they just had I wouldn't say argument, I would say disagreement. So we're going to jump into this video, guys. And again, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining. And also, I have started to do a pre-live show on TikTok. So before I go live, if you follow my TikTok, I do go live on there pre-show for a good 5-10 minutes. Just have a conversation, get a summary of what the video is going to be about. And yeah, join me over there, man. I'm trying to do more lives on that as well. So IG, maybe in the future, but right now I'm rocking out with TikTok. I kind of like TikTok live. Your boy look a lot better over there. The lighting be hitting your board just right. But yeah. First one is again, this is for the Udoka story. Again, it's a whole scandal. Basically, he had a relationship with intimate relationship with a co-worker that you're not supposed to in the Boston Celtics guideline. I don't know if it's the NBA, but I know for the Celtics, it's against the rules to have a relationship with staff. Even though he already has Nia Long, but still. Those are rules. Can't have intimate relationships with staff. He broke those rules. Now he's on a 1-year suspension. But there hasn't been any repercussions for the woman So there's a lot of controversy around that as well, because if it was consensual. Two grown adults made this decision. So common sense would say there would be two people at fault here, but they're only blaming him right now. So let's get into the video. Again, we don't know all the information, which is true, but we can just go off what we got. But let's get into this video right now.
Give more specifics about what exactly.
And this is Malika Andrews talking with Stephen A. on his show, First Take.
The rule breaking was that led us to this point. So that I just wanted to get that out of the way first. But to answer your question, Molly, I think what stood out to me. I think what stood out to me is that Brad Stevens, he was upset. That's what.
And I think right here, Brad Stevens, I believe he's the assistant coach of the. Matter of fact, I'll do you even something better. I'll go ahead and get that information for you right now. Multitasking, y'all. One man show. Hey, again, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. That will help me with the algorithm. I really, 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 really appreciate it. So Brad Stevens, boy, I'm out here working, y'all. Working. Brad Stevens. Okay. Pops right up. Bradley Kent Stevens. Boy, look like Clark Kent. He might be Superman, for all we know. They can't say the American basketball executive, former coach, who is currently the president of basketball operations for the. Oh, so he's the president of the Boston Celtics. Okay, I thought he was the coach. Oh, he was a former coach. Okay, 45 years old. Okay. Oh, they got to lead. Oh shit. Okay. All right. So basically, he's the president of the Celtics, and I think he might be stepping in. I mean, he's a former coach, but he might be stepping in as interim coach because, again, Ime is he's suspended for a year, so he might be taking that role, but we don't know yet. So, yeah, yeah. Listen, I like to get the information. I don't like to BS around. I want to make sure I get the proper information or do my proper Googling. So you guys can know. I didn't want to see. Listen, that's what a lot of people don't do in media. Admit they wrong and try to at least search for the information. So, but again, I'm just a random guy on YouTube making reaction videos. All right, let's get back into it.
That's what stood out to me about what he termed rampant Twitter BS is the word that he used. That women were unfairly dragged into this within the Celtics organization. You could see that Brad Stevens was visibly upset.
And what Malika's saying right now is, a lot of people were dragged into this because, again, the women aren't named. I think it was one. Maybe I know it's one woman. It's messy. One woman who's married, and I know it's one woman that's married, but also I think it might be another woman. But in the process of this whole scandal or this situation with the Boston Celtics, what happened is now, since we don't know who it is, everybody, social media, public opinion, oh, they ain't gonna name it. It might be her because she would. Oh, it might be this. That's what she's talking about. A lot of women. It's unfortunate too because of this situation now. It's a lot of. I ain't want to say friendly fire. A lot of people getting hit when they. A lot of people right now a lot of women are getting hit right now because nobody know who's the target is. So they're speculating, and it's kind of unfortunate for the woman in charge because now. But now I can't even say that. You're two grown adults. Y'all both made a decision. Listen, take it on the risk. Y'all both get suspended. Come back next year. I promise you. Social media gonna forget about this in 2 or 3 weeks. So, yeah. So that's what she's talking about. A lot of women are unnecessarily getting hit, and people are assuming they are the other woman. So, which is unfortunate, and it's not. I truly believe it's not fair. I'm a big proponent. Take responsibility for your actions. Don't ever. I'm a man. I've been honorable since I was young. I'm still young. Still, I'm in my 20s. Take responsibility for your actions. Take responsibility for your actions because if you don't take responsibility for your actions, stuff like this happens. Now, a lot of innocent people are getting harmed because you don't want to take responsibility for your actions. So, yeah.
About this, and I also found that to be gross and unnecessary, that folks were bringing in the names and the images of women that is just not a fact. That was purely speculation.
Exactly. That's what I just got finished saying.
And so to me, that is what stood out. But the Celtics as an organization could have done more. And short of doing more ahead of this yesterday, they could have owned that responsibility in this press conference. I understand that there were legal parameters that they had to operate within for everybody involved. And
again, it's a big corporation. It's the NBA. It's the Boston Celtics. So I can't imagine the tape and all the stuff you got to go through to do this the proper way in the proper channel. So I can see what she means by that.
And I appreciate the fact that they brought in outside counsel and did a thorough organization. And I think that is something that was clearly necessary in this situation. But the fact that it was able to go on all day, the fact that we are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not.
No, right there, Malika, you messed up. Right there, speculating on discussing like who should be speculating on who should be speculating on who else should be I want to bring that back. I want to hear this. We're gonna hear this together, y'all.
We are sitting here debating whether somebody else should have been suspended or not.
They should. Somebody else should have been expended. Somebody else should have been suspended. I can't talk tonight. It's late, y'all. Because it takes two, what they say, cliche, it takes two to tango. Right now, he's getting all the fire. Again, he's the main guy. He's the head coach. But two consenting adults made this mistake. Two consenting adults both need to be held responsible for their actions. You can't just blame him. He didn't do this himself. He didn't force. He didn't do it. You can't just blame him. She has to take responsibility for this action as well. Because again, this ain't just me talking. There's other people on the network and a lot of people public opinion, but a lot of people on the sports network saying, "Yo, is this woman getting any?" The thing is, they're asking the question: is this woman going to get any repercussions for her actions, like Ime Udoka is doing? I hope I'm saying it right. Ime is doing what he's going through. That's why a lot of people are asking these questions, because it's like, yo, okay, he get 1 year suspension. Okay, cool. He might have got fired. All right, what's going to happen to her? That's what a lot of people are asking. It's not just some random guy like me online. It's a lot of people asking this question because you need to find out. Well, because it's I know it's cliche, but it's not fair. Life ain't fair, but when it comes to business, somebody need to take something. You can't just place all the blame on him. So a lot of people are asking this question right here. Malika, I mean, Miss Andrews, Malika Andrews, I see what you're trying to do, but somebody need to take responsibility. She needs to step forward, because right now she's not stepping forward. A lot of innocent women are taking responsibility, getting hit, getting blamed, or people are pointing at them when they're not the one that did what they did. You made a mistake. Accountability. I am a big. If there's nothing else you guys don't know about me, I am a big component of taking accountability / responsibility. Just being accountable for your action. Be responsible. I messed up. My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't know the guideline. Oh man, I kind of. But we just had something there, and love. Take responsibility for your actions, because now innocent people, Nia Long and her son, and the Celtics as a team, now team morale, this Publix ain't good. It ain't good life for the team. And then her and her husband, it's not good for nobody. Take responsibility for your actions. My bad. Keep it moving. Now, since y'all waited to do the investigation, knew about it since July, and you guys put it out, Boston put it out. Now everybody in your business. It's a public company, so I mean.
Or not, we are not here, Stephen A., to further blame women. That is not why we are here.
Nah, this is where the video gets real good. It's all about tone. You are on somebody else's platform. It's also about tone. Now watch.
First of all, let me be very clear.
Stop right there. No, stop right there. I think every child, especially black child, know when a mama, but especially a dad, say stuff like that, like, listen, let me be clear. They lower their voice and clear their throat. Listen, let me be clear. You know, black kids know. Growing up, when the dad lower his voice like that, when he talking to the wife or the kids, or a person he had an argument with, that mean he mean business. It's not like he angry. He's irate. But the thing is, he calm, but I'm going to let you know what he's like, listen, I'm going to tell you how this going to go. That's the tone right there. That's that father tone right there. Every black child know that's that father tone right there. That's that grandfather tone right there. That's that mentor like, dang, I messed up. But you listen because that's the tone. Because out of that tone comes, I know for me growing up, out of that tone is love. Out of that tone is understanding. Out of that tone is like, let me help you before you go out there. Because I can help you here. You go out in the real world, you on your own. You on your own.
I don't appreciate where you're going with that.
Woo!
I'm not blaming anybody but Ime Udoka.
Ime Udoka. I'm trying, y'all. Trying. Or they say, I feel this is well warranted and appropriate, backed by evidence and fact. Celtics suspended Ime Udoka for 20 to the whole goddamn
deserves. The fact of the matter is, I've said he deserved to be fired if they were going to fire him.
Exactly.
If you're not going to fire him, then don't fire him.
Okay.
My issue is all of this being publicized. The point that I'm trying to make is just like you're not mentioning. Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening.
Excuse me. I let you speak. You're not going to tell me how to talk on my show. It's the truth, though. When you go on somebody else's platform, because I've seen this before with a lot of popular media personalities, whether it's podcasting, radio, when you're on someone else's platform, even with Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, there's a certain level where you can get away. You can get away with a lot on YouTube compared to Facebook. You get away a lot on Instagram than you can on TikTok. It's a give and take. When you're on somebody's platform, especially big, owned by the big company Disney, ESPN, listen, I let you speak. And I love dialogues like this because I hate seeing podcasts with people talking over each other because I can't hear you and you just sound louder and louder, and the louder you are, the more I don't believe your argument. But right here, he did something professional. He let her speak. He did. He didn't cut off or anything. I respect Stephen A. Man, got an amazing work ethic. And now he's speaking, and he's saying, "Hey, you're gonna let me speak. This is my show, and you're gonna tell me how I'm gonna talk on my show." He's right. That's his show. Respect that man and his show. Same vice versa. Stephen A., you go on her show, you respect her and her show. So, I've learned that in the game from watching others. Like you can't. How you act, because you got to control the show. Like, if you don't control the show, I've seen where a podcast can get out of control and it's chaos. So you got to control the show. You got to listen, this is what we're going to do. This is what I didn't say. Listen, I agree with him. If he made a mistake, again, like I said, accountability, take responsibility for your actions. They both cheated. Either fire both of them or suspend both of them. That's it. Fire both, suspend both, don't do nothing. One of the three. Like,
Okay, that's number one. Number two.
We gotta bring that back because that was sweet.
Excuse me. I listened to you. You're the one telling me to stop on my show. It ain't happening. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I've already said he deserves to be fired, or he deserves to be there and handle it internally and privately. If you're not going to handle it privately, if you're going to publicize it in that fashion, then obviously it provokes everybody wanting to know, okay, well, who are the parties involved? When you have Amina Smith in Boston and other women pointing out the fact that there were women who were wrongly implicated in all of this, it's a
like I said, they were wrongly implicated into this. If you don't name nobody, we're protecting their privacy. Y'all didn't protect this man's privacy. Y'all didn't protect this man's privacy. I told you it goes both ways. If he did power and struggle, and if he did all that, and she was underhand secretary, cool. Let that man go. That man, he won't even be suspended. He'll be let go. We ain't gonna carry that in 2022. We change it. We different. I'm all for it. But 2 consenting adults did inaction. Was against the court organization's rules. Guess what? They didn't fire them, but they did suspend them. We don't know what the future may hold, but they did suspend him.
A disservice to them. I didn't come out with the report about a consensual relationship. I didn't come out with the report ahead of time leaking that they were going to suspend him for the year. They did that. And my point is, considering how pervasive this kind of stuff has existed in professional sports for many years, my whole point is that, excuse me, make sure that you handle it in the same fashion it has always been handled. You could have fired him. And
True. They could have fired him.
And we could have speculated till the cows come home, but he's gone. But to keep him there, keep him employed, but in the same breath, suspend him for a year, then also that year is indefinite. That is the issue that I have. Nobody's trying to protect Ime Udoka, and certainly nobody is trying to protect, is to excoriate the women involved or anything like that. I'm talking about how things of this matter are usually handled from an HR perspective.
See, in this business, it's business. Because there's a different way you handle this stuff, especially in the corporate world. I worked at franchises, and I worked at lower level franchises, and I worked at big corporations. There's a certain level when you handle this.
From an organizational perspective, that is not consistent with what we have seen throughout the years. That is the only point that I was trying to make. I'm not trying to attack anybody. And if anybody deserves to be attacked, it's Ime Udoka for putting himself in this position.
Exactly. He put himself in this position. No one forced him. He put it, like the women, Ime Udoka, getting better at saying it, put himself in this position, and he's got to deal with the consequences. What you want to say? He did this. He made the action. He made the choice. He got to take responsibility for the action. But it's just not him. It's the woman involved too, or the women involved.
I've made that very clear. I'm just talking about you got owners and everybody else. They know the kind of stuff that's going on. You didn't say anything about anybody else. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about them. They didn't say anything about everybody else all the other times this stuff has happened. But now when it comes to him, it's all over the place. That is my issue. That is my only issue.
I appreciate that clarification. And I think that getting back to Molly's initial question, that is what stood out to me from the press conference. My reaction to the press conference, and I appreciate you clarifying that, Stephen A., is that the only thing that was made clear to me in this is that we are missing a key piece of information here. That is my reaction to the press conference.
Obviously, random women.
Okay. Woo! 1, respect that man platform. 2, you know what? I'm over. It's 23 minutes. Let's go overtime. Again, I did this pretty late, but let's go overtime. I want to go overtime on this real quick. I want to watch. I had 3 videos I wanted to do around this topic, but we are just going to do one more. Yeah, let's go get into it. Yeah, clarification is important, man. Getting that information, make sure you do it the right way. You ain't want to be BSing around. You want to make sure you treat everybody with respect and do it right. I mean, yeah, you don't know nobody's situation. You don't know what's going on. It's a lot. It is a lot. So, I mean, yeah. Let's get into it, guys. Let's do some. Woo! Overtime. Let's get it. Then we can get one more out of the way, Stephen.
Andrews released a statement from Udoka saying, quote, "I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization."
Probably can read this a little bit faster. Statement of 1 year suspension. Ime Udoka, Celtics head coach. All right. I want to apologize to our players, fans, the entire Celtics organization, and my family for letting them down. I am sorry for putting the team in this difficult situation, and I accept the team's decision. Out of respect for everyone involved, I have no further comment. Okay. Keeping it brief and professional. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
For being with us. I'll start with you, Stephen A. Do you have a problem with Udoka's suspension?
Yes, I do. I have a huge problem with it. Let me be very, very clear. Ime Udoka was irresponsible. It was selfish. It was thoughtless for him to put himself in this position. And I get that part. Gary Washburn's column in the Boston Globe, he was right on point with what he said about Ime Udoka. We get all of that. I have a bigger issue with the Boston Celtics.
Okay. He went from just the individual to the big organization itself.
And there is a press conference coming up at 11 o'clock, and we will be carrying that live. And I can't wait, Jay, to see what they have to say.
Stephen A. Staying on him. Stay on him, Steve. Stay on him.
As it pertains to allowing this to be publicized. Now, you played in the NBA. You've covered the NBA. I've been covering for professional sports for 30 years. Molly, Jay, let me tell you something. Every single sport, there's people messing around with each other within an organization.
Yep. Woo! I want y'all to listen to that, too. I want y'all to listen to that right there, because what he just said was he's been in the game for 30 years. He's been in the game for 30 years. So he knows and seen a lot of things. That's why I am a big fan of listening to people who, I ain't want to just say older, but who have more experience in a certain field. I like listening because, again, that's the cheat code. They're telling you what's going to happen. They've lived it. He has a point, especially when you work with people. Majority of your life, if you ain't either sleeping, you working with somebody. You working with other people all the time. It's not just you. It's you and other people that's involved. Like it's bigger than that. It's truly bigger than that. And you having these conversations and you talking with people and you get to know people and you're around the same people. After a while, it's like relationships happen. You're human. It's okay. But if you're within the same organization, it's not okay. Now, the girl was Miami Heat and he was Boston Celtics. It wouldn't be a big deal. But since it's within the same organization, but he right.
Yep. It happens all the time.
Preach.
Where are the reports about those? I know 3 people that were fired last year in the NBA. I know several people that have lost their jobs in the National Football League and other places over the last few years. We have never had a conversation about a consensual relationship that's become publicized.
Woo! Why? And he pointed him out. I like Stephen A.
Ime Udoka. Nobody's talking about that. But I want the Boston Celtics to explain that. Because Sham and our very own Adrian Wojnarowski publicized this a couple of days ago, and no shade on them. They did their damn job and did it well, by the way. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is that this is stuff that happens. The fact that it's been publicized is a problem for me. It's an HR issue for me. Now, if you're Ime Udoka, you ain't going there. Because if you tried to sue or anything like that, you'll never get another job in the NBA again. Let's call it what it is, okay? We understand the situation that he's in. And according to my sources, and Woj can confirm this better than me, he was given a choice.
Stephen A. dropping them bombs right now, dropping them fire.
Fired, resign, or take the suspension. My point is this, and I said this yesterday, Jay. Fire him or keep him. One or the other. Why would you keep him but suspend him, allow it to get leaked out what transpired, and so now there's a whole bunch of victims here. And by the way, let's also understand there's female victims here. There was some woman that all over social media and beyond, people were saying it was her. It wasn't even her. Exactly,
man. You gotta. If you don't do it for yourself, other people. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for the other people that are around that's going to be affected. Your partner, their families, your personal friend, your business, your personal brand. A lot of it, man. Like, again, I told, especially with social media, if you ain't gonna give a name, a target, people just gonna go all around. You. And again, it's not picking on nobody. Because again, you got the man. What's the lady in the situation? Again, it takes two. And I promise you, if they just, this situation, my bad, my apology, working on my family, the story go away. But since they're not, people gonna keep talking until they find out who that young woman is. Or until somebody leak it. It's gonna come out. So.
Okay, she was put on Front Street. You got people, and a wonderful young lady who's doing a great job in Boston, Amina Smith, spoke out against this publicly on television yesterday in Boston when she was saying, you don't know the facts, we don't know what's going on, and people's names just being thrown out in the public because people are speculating as to who he was. Excuse me, that didn't happen in a variety of places that I won't name with people who were let go because they engaged in salacious activity within the organization, albeit consensual, okay? And so now people are gonna look, well, who is this woman? Was she married? Was she single? What's the situation there? We're gonna ask about Ime Udoka and what his personal life is. I'm just simply saying, you fire the individual, okay? He violated an organizational policy that we found intolerable. Let people speculate all they want. He could have signed an NDA, moved on. And then he would have had an opportunity to get another job. But by suspending him.
Yo, shout out to Stephen A, man. He is giving the game right now. He is breaking it down piece by piece, giving everybody the game. Some stuff I didn't know. This is educational, man. This is especially doing this whole media thing. Again, I'm in the social media area, but this is super, super important and information. I'm loving it right now. I am loving it.
So you retain his rights, okay? Even though you're still going to pay him, I'm sure you're going to pay him something. We don't know if he's getting paid his full salary. He's won in his first year. He took them to the finals. That means after this season, he was in a position to get his salary triple. Well, that's out the window. So you can't go elsewhere because they got your rights. You have to stay there for less than what you were scheduled to earn. What you were going to earn with a contract extension is now put in jeopardy. And all of this because of a consensual relationship that violated organizational policy. You want to fire him, we can't say anything. We understand that in all likelihood, they have cause because clearly you violated organizational policy.
Yep, you violated organizational policy.
And you possibly may have lied. So if you got...
Oh, man, all this, even with all this Stephen A just said, man, all this, it ain't worth it, man. Especially, listen, there's a lot of people in the world. Let's just stick to America. An opportunity to play in the NBA, whether you're a player or you're a coach or whatever, it's a earned privilege. But my God, man, like financially, I couldn't. Life is hard enough. Trying to build legacy, man, and like. But hey, we're human. We all fall down. Don't mean you can't get back up. I promise you. This man will still be in the NBA. Take the L. Moving forward, just get a whole bunch of W's. That's it. That's it. I ain't even demonizing the man. Like, we all make mistakes. And sometimes you can't fall who you love. You might have been in love. Or you're human and y'all just had a lustful flirtation. Whatever it may be. But my goodness, man. Stephen A dropping gems right now. I say gems.
You got cause, they could fire him. But if you're not going to fire him, keep him. My issue is you got this man's personal business publicized all over the airwaves, all over national, or it's made national news for something that I promise you no one will refute is religiously kept in-house. That is the problem with this issue. This black man that you got up here, we talking about him on national television because you publicized a personal matter where there's a whole bunch of issues personally that have happened in NBA. And
I love how Stephen A also, like, listen, this is not the only situation that has happened in the league. There's other situations that happen, but y'all, this is the one time y'all decided to do this?
NFL, Major League Baseball, and other sports. And we don't hear about their personal business. but we got his stuff blasted on national television. This is the fault of the Boston Celtics and how the Boston, I'm not saying he's absolved. I'm talking about the being publicized. This is the fault of the Boston Celtics.
Dang, that's deep. No, that's deep. That's deep, and it's the truth. Like, dang. There was one more video, but it is getting late, and I am about to hit 40 minutes on this live stream. Let me see something, y'all. Okay. All right, we're about to go overtime. It's only 6 minutes, so still relates to the same topic. Again, I started late. Again, my apologies. Crazy technical difficulties, but right now, looking at the live stream, the lighting looks amazing on your boy, and the motion is good, and we're not lagging. So I like to appreciate these moments. Y'all, the stuff you got to do to get this live, boy, these lives be working. But he right. You don't hear about nothing about you don't hear nothing else about this in other organizations. But you come to our organization, and in this Boston, I think the Boston Celtics did handle this poorly. Listen, I am all for keep personal stuff personal. Don't talk about it. And even if there was a leak, guess what? No comment. We focus on the game right now and trying to get some championships. I promise you, we left it alone. People wouldn't care. So, but we're gonna go overtime. We got one more. I'm gonna do one more. I don't know where this energy is coming from, but let's push through. One more video. So let's go.
A failure by many people, including folks within our own industry. And Brad Stevens actually addressed that today. I want everyone to take a listen.
We have a lot of talented women in our organization, and I thought yesterday was really hard on
Okay, yeah, I was right. Celtics president.
them, and I think that nobody can control Twitter speculation and rampant, but I do think that we as an organization have a responsibility to make sure we're there to support them now, because a lot of people were dragged unfairly into that.
I want to bring in our NBA analyst Kendrick Perkins into this.
Even the president just said. Even he just said a lot of people were dragged unfairly, and that's not right. If the two individuals, one individual took responsibility, where's the other one? Like if it's all gonna be public, make it all public.
This conversation, because Perk, you played for the Celtics organization. What were your thoughts on this message here?
And let me read that bottom part. Brad said, we have a lot of.
I didn't get that. Could you?
Jeez Louise. That girl Siri be listening, boy. That girl Siri be listening to everything. Her, Alexa, Google Home, everybody. My goodness. You don't be calling, and when you need them, they don't show up. But Brad said in the thing, we have a lot right here at the bottom. We have a lot of talented women in our organization. And I thought yesterday was really hard on them. That is true. Again, it's hard on them because we only got half of the story. We only got half of the person in the story. That's why. And then with social media, okay, cool. It could be that person. It could be that person. It could be that person. So a lot of unnecessary fire.
Well, one, to me, I didn't like Brad comments on this, and let me explain why. Not the fact that he was taking up and protecting the women in the organization, but he said about the speculations and the Twitter BS and things to that nature, and how unfair it was to the women in the organization that is not involved with this particular situation. And I get that, right? But why is it speculations? It's speculations because of the reports that were put out by the actual Boston Celtics. So they didn't do a great job from the jump of actually protecting the women in their organization, because knowing that they were going to sit up here and give out this information and go out here and suspend Ime Udoka and talk about, just give a little details, is going to have people speculating.
Exactly. It's going to have people speculate no matter what you do. The Celtics got to take responsibility for this. You put that information out. What you think people going to do? We're going to speculate. Oh, it got to be her. It got to be them. Well, she was working late last night. She was doing this and that. If you really want to have your players, your organization, men, women back on your team, hold accountable for all parties involved. Hold accountability for all parties involved. It bothers me to my soul, man. Like, just be honorable. Take accountability for your actions. Because a lot of innocent men, a lot of innocent women, a lot of innocent families are getting dragged for something they didn't do. Take responsibility for your actions. That's it. It's not that hard.
In my eyes, I feel like the Boston Celtics dropped the ball not only in protecting their entire franchise, but in protecting the women as well. They should have made sure that they crossed their T's and dotted their I's before they put this information out.
Exactly.
And I get it. Now we're to this point, and now he had to go on here and he had to say this and he had to say that to protect those innocent women. But at the end of the day, man, it just ain't right how they went about it. The word accountability, okay? Accountability doesn't just...
And it's jumping, guys, because I'm watching from I couldn't find the video. Well, I think this might be the video. Hold on. Yeah, I'm watching it from another YouTube channel.
Go to Ime Udoka, okay? Accountability goes to the other people that played a part in that as well. Let me tell you another thing I didn't like about my good friend Wick Grossbeck and Brad Stevens in this press conference when they asked, is anybody else going to be punished? And they said no. And my...
You effed up. I said effed up. That's effed up.
The whole thing is this, right? These are some of the facts that have been out. These are some facts that I know that, you know, this relationship, one of these relationships that was had with Ime Udoka and one of these women, it was consensual, meaning that this woman actually played a part in it too. So my thing is, yes, Ime Udoka was wrong. We get that. His punishment, he deserved that, and whatever else follows, I hate it for him, but he put himself in this position. But why are the other people getting left off the hook?
Well,
that's the problem that I have right now. Everybody got to be held accountable.
I think that we need to circle back to what Shanae said, is that there was an investigation that was conducted by an independent law firm here, and without, I think that
again, they still trying to get the information. They still trying to make sure what they do makes sense and all this other stuff. Again, we all don't have the information, correct? But what we got is what we got. And what we got to work with. And this is what happened right now. Like,
transparency is what will rule the day here. And so without having all of the information, it is unfair and irresponsible of us to go and to speculate on that, because what we have to...
Well, I'm not speculating.
Sure.
I have the information. I'm not speculating.
But
my man said I am not speculating. I have the information. I am not speculating. I have the information. That's what happens, man. You work in an organization, you get some information, you know some people. That's what happens when you have connections and network. Listen. We as the public don't have all the information. Apparently he does. And some other people. Again, even Stephen A. said that. It's just, I think the main thing is suspend both parties. Learn from it, grow from it. They take training classes. They'll be back. That's it. That's it. I don't think nobody should get fired, honestly. It's two consenting adults. Things happen. But my man said, hey, I ain't speculating. I got the answers.
But what we have to go with here is the fact that an independent law firm came in did this investigation, and the facts that they were presented, they came to the conclusion that Ime Udoka violated a policy that warranted.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Her baby hairs are on point. God dog.
A 1-year suspension, and I share your frustration with the lack of transparency while understanding that there is some things that they need to, from a legal perspective, keep private. But knowing all of that, understanding all of that, we have to come to the conclusion that whatever rule, the conduct that was broken on one side, it is not the same on the other side. I thank you for your perspective.
First, she calls out.
Woo. She said, I thank you for your perspective. Listen, guys. Accountability. If you don't take anything else from this video today, I went way over. But I was like, hey, man, I'm going to push through. I was late. My apologies. The main thing to take from this video, 2 consenting adults made a decision, went against the organization's rules and policies, and have to take responsibility for their actions. Now, the problem is the Boston Celtics only put out and took responsibility and took action on one individual. Everybody else, not just me, but everybody else, before I even did the story, everybody else is asking, hey, is she going to get any punishment? Is she going to be reprimanded? And it was like, oh, no. That's why a lot of people got problems with it. That's what a lot of people got problems with. And like Stephen A said, either going to fire him, let him play. I'll be like, you out for 3 months or you out for 20 games or something like that, and we have to reduce your salary by 25%, something like that, and keep it moving. But accountability falls on both individuals, especially as an adult. There's no little kids here. Both people are adults. Take accountability for your actions. Be responsible and then taking accountability for your actions, so innocent people aren't slandered or pointed out by mistake for something that you did. You too did. It takes 2 to tango. You guys made a decision. You got to take responsibility for your actions. Boston Celtics, if you're going to do this, both parties need to take responsibility. Don't fire them, but action needs to be done. Otherwise, people are going to be looking at you funny. Again, guys, I do these lives Monday through Friday at night. At what time? Just hit the like button and you'll know. Or just be on the lookout for my community tab. Also, I started this week doing a pre-live show on TikTok. I do it for 5 to 10 minutes, talk about a summary of the video. Or also, you guys can come in there and ask me any questions so we can engage. Again, I appreciate you guys. Nothing but love, nothing but light. You guys enjoy your Monday night / Monday morning. I will be back tomorrow on Taco Tuesday. We're going to do it big, guys. I appreciate you guys. Again, please like, comment, subscribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like. Tell me what you want to see, and tell me what you don't want to see. Again, let's engage. Let's have a conversation. And let's move forward together. It's your boy, Christopher Akira. Peace.